Hello! I had a second Twitter account, kind of a sock account. I had a first Twitter account before that, which after I found out about Count Dankula being charged for a joke on the internet, I closed my first account thinking I'm not going to be able to self-censor. Then I thought, I quite like Twitter, so I'll open a sock account. So I opened a sock account under a different name, put less of my private details on there, tried to be more anonymous, and continued posting under that. Earlier today, that account got locked by Twitter. Basically, I was on the very same Count Dankula's Twitter page, and I saw this meme in the responses, and I thought it was quite good. So I posted this meme, like a derivative one, this meme, and this meme. Now, then I found out my Twitter account straight after that. I was like, whoa, it's been locked. It's been locked. So I was like, this is just a standard SJW fare. I know there are SJWs in Twitter staff. It claims it's an apolitical tool after that Twitter lockout conservative thing that happened earlier in the year. It's not apolitical at all. I think Anita Sarkeesian was on the Trust and Safety Council along with a bunch of other SJWs, so it's definitely not a non-political site in the slightest. And so I got this shutdown message, which reading it back makes it sound like I'm a robot. Your account appears to have exhibited automated behaviour. Oh, my account's like a robot brain or something that violates the Twitter rules. So it's not only saying I'm violating the Twitter rules now, it's claiming I'm a robot. Very intriguing. I think that's not what this is. To be honest, I think that's a cover-up. But they do make you go through the reCAPTCHA challenge. It says, what you can do to unlock your account, you must do the following. Complete a Google reCAPTCHA challenge. That's the little robotic-y thing where you, like, type in these letters to prove you're not a robot, and it's like a squiggly text thing, except now it seems to just be clicking a tick box. I'm not quite sure how that works exactly, to prove you're not a robot, but whatever. And the second step is verify your phone number. I don't know why it says verify, because I never gave them my phone number, and I'm not going to let Google have my phone number. I don't want Google anywhere near my phone number. I don't want them near my private information. And yeah, they were forcing me to give them my phone number, which is just like, it goes against trying to be anonymous on the internet. It's basically doxing myself to them. They say they don't use these information for things, but they do. And you know, with the laws, how bad the laws are getting in like UK and Canada and various parts of Europe right now, as regards to how words are being made into violence and stuff like this, going against free speech. I don't trust any of these people to not just use my phone to find out my name and where I live and send it off to, you know, some organisation that will try and charge me for things that are not crimes. I don't trust that at all. And yeah, it goes against privacy, and it goes against my right to keep certain aspects of myself private and my life private from these businesses and things. Ironically, this meme that inspired me is talking about the very same thing that is why my account got locked. It's a meme of what looks like a mother throwing a baby off a cliff, and you think, why would you do that? like the mother is meant to care for the baby. It's like the something important you should be caring for, but for some unknown reason you're throwing it off a cliff meme. Like it's like that, and then you replace the text of the mother with a concept, and then you replace the baby with a concept by putting kind of a label of text on it. So there's the games journalists throwing the gamers, like something you're meant to care about, something you're meant to look after. For some reason, you're throwing it off a cliff. And then there's the feminists and the women. Feminists don't stand for all women. And there's this thing that apparently you say you're going to care for, but for some reason you're throwing it off a cliff. And then there's the BLM variant, the Black Lives Matter movement, not the sentiment, the collectivist movement. Always calls black people who say they disagree with them Uncle Toms and things, and black people who say they like white people, they say, oh, you shouldn't like white people, you should hate them. It's not racism to hate white people. And they ostracize these particular black people who have a differing view, like some black guy, or that guy T, or someone like that, probably the Hoteps. They like, you know, someone they're meant to care for, because apparently black lives do matter, but this movement, which has that name in the title, is throwing these people off a cliff when it should be, you know, standing up for them. But no. So these memes are not fucking hate speech, they are humour, slightly political satire humour, and that's what my Twitter account got locked for, as well as apparently thinking I'm a robot. Maybe it's because I pasted the same image with different text 3 times, and that's all I had. That's where I was going to stop and just continue tweeting normally. But suddenly my account got locked, and I think the phone number thing is the bit that bothered me the most, to be honest. So I've closed down my account now, and I don't know if I'll be on again. I like Twitter as a platform, I like what you can do there, and I'll kind of miss being on it and swapping tweets with various people who are on it. But for now, I've got a Gab account, I'll be using that, and I've got a Minds account, and I'm still on DeviantArt, I'm still on Instagram and Facebook. Interestingly, as soon as my Twitter account got locked, for 3 to 5 minutes, on this computer but not on my phone, I couldn't log into my Facebook account. It's almost as if they were tied together somehow. I wouldn't put it past them. And I couldn't get into my Instagram either. For some reason that got logged out by itself, but that's one of those things where it's like log in with Facebook to log in to this website. Like your Facebook details are your login. Still doesn't explain why it's signed out in the first place, like with Facebook, and why that happened coincidentally with the Twitter thing. I suspect some collusion between Facebook and Twitter there. Not quite sure what it is. So I'm starting to have enough with these authoritarian rules that some of the social networks are putting out. Annoyingly, YouTube itself is getting a little bit like this with a lot of its rules right now. I used to think YouTube was going to be better than TV, because it's like, yeah, you know, power to the people. You can watch, you don't have to watch all these programs by big corporations. You can watch the little people, like the average, like some bloke in the middle of England who has a thought and a view and goes places and acts a certain way and is really entertaining to watch. That was really cool about YouTube. But, and I don't watch TV anymore. But it's getting, with the weird new rules that keep popping up, like, you're having trouble finding people you have chosen to watch in your subs box, and you have to click the little bell icon to make sure you receive every video from that person. And I think you have to click a third thing now, or something, to ensure you get everything from the person you're watching. It's like, Twitter, you're meant to be better than TV, but now you're getting worse than TV because you're basically stopping people being able to choose the channel and tune in a certain time and watch the program they want to see. You're basically taking that out of people's hands. It's like, oh god. And so I mean, there's alternatives like BitChute. BitChute is such a bad name, but there's BitChute. There used to be a site called VidMe, but it closed down because it didn't have the resources. I was kind of sad to lose that. Obviously there's Minds and Gab. DeviantArt hasn't gone crazy yet, but there's a lot of crazy people on it. I suspect it might start to go crazy. Also, there's a new thing called Article 13 I heard about recently, a law in the EU that apparently nobody noticed early enough to stop it. I really suggest watching Dave Cullen's video on that. It's like Delete Art 13 is a video, and the law is called Article 13 or something. And apparently they're very close to voting on it or passing it or something. They said like June 21st it'll be unstoppable basically, it'll start going through. And nobody's noticed this. And have a look at what it is. It's something that kind of, I think it wants to tax people for posting hyperlinks or posting things in their videos that they haven't created themselves, which will completely erase fair use, and so many people won't be able to make videos in the normal way. And it taxes you for posting hyperlinks, so you won't be able to share things on the internet. Yeah, it just sounds, from what I've heard, it sounds really scary and authoritarian, so check his video out. And you can find me on those aforementioned sites until they start putting out dumb rules. The only ones I don't think are going to put out bad rules for a while are Gab and Minds, so those are the places definitely to be. Cheers.